The classroom is excessively noisy first thing in the morning. It's already been a few minutes since the bell rung and our teacher hasn't shown up yet. I wonder if something's come up. Good morning, students. I'm sorry for the delay. Now, if everyone could please return to their seats. Speak of the devil. And before I forget, there's someone you all need to meet. The stag looks out the still open door at someone that I can't see. Come here, introduce yourself. That's right. Jun-kun was transferring to my class today, wasn't he? The tiger walks into the room, slowly making his way to the front of the class. His eyes are focusing everywhere but on the other people in the room. It looks like he's totally panicking. I'm Jun Kobayashi. It's a pleasure to meet you all. He makes a robotic bow and starts walking towards a free chair. Wait, Kobayashi, you have to write your name on the board so the others can know how to spell the kanji. Yes, just 1 second. Several people laugh at his nervousness. I myself think it's a bit endearing. He walks back to the board, writing down his name in big, shaky letters. It's a pleasure to meet you all. He bows once again. He looks to be on the edge of a panic attack. Very well. Kobayashi, you need an empty seat. Let's see. There's one next to Michimiya. Oh, why don't you go there? Yes! Yuichi-san, hi! I feel like my voice went to 3 different places in that one sentence. He waves enthusiastically at me. Well, everyone's eyes are focused on me. Can't he be a little more careful? Good morning, Yuichi-san! And just like that, people are already whispering about it. Ayako leans forward, tapping me on the back to get my attention. You know him, Yuichi-kun? I met him yesterday after I met with Katsuragi-sensei. I gave him a tour of the school. Oh my, that's pretty nice of you. I would have done it if I knew he was still around. Ayako, what's he saying? Just like that, a telephone line has already been formed to discuss how I came to meet Jun-kun. Wait a second. Why am I the one getting all the attention here? He's the transfer student. You're really popular, aren't you? Not really. They're just incredibly curious people. I wish I had that many friends. I wouldn't really call them friends. More like friendly acquaintances. Isn't that the same thing? I shrug. Ugh. I expected to be bored by the classes, but dear God, do they have to be that boring? Most of the students are already getting packed and heading home. Club activities haven't started yet, so most of the students have nothing to do after class. Only competitive clubs like mine or Shuichi's have been given permission to start early. I think I'm gonna laze around on top of my desk for a while longer. Some other students seem to be doing the same and are sticking around in class to talk to their friends. Must be nice. My friends are all super enthusiastic about their respective clubs, so I'm sure they must all be headed there already. I hear the sound of someone clearing their throat, and when I look up from my desk, I see a tiger standing there looking down at me. Excuse me, Yuichi-san. Would you mind showing me to the faculty office? I don't know how to get there. Why me? Shouldn't you ask one of our teachers? Well, the thing is, he already left. I look at the teacher's desk and confirm that his words are actually true. Isn't the teacher supposed to stick around for a few minutes in case their students have any questions? What's up with this school and all their lazy teachers? You're the only person in here that I know, so I kind of figured it'd be better if I asked you first. Well, I would, but I have the tennis club to get to. Remember how I told you I was on the tennis club? Yes, the perfect excuse. Then, how come you've been sitting around for the past 5 minutes without going anywhere? He's got me there. Well, either way, I really should get going to the tennis club. Oh, I know! How about you take me to your practice session so I can watch? You promised me you would yesterday. Don't you have to go to the faculty office? I only needed to get my class itinerary. I can do that whenever. Boy, you really need to get your priorities straight. Well, I guess Saya wouldn't mind. She likes to show the club off to any interested spectators. And Coach is a weirdo, so I doubt he'd mind. Even if he's even present at all. Have I agreed to this already? Yes, I can. Though I can't promise I'll be allowed to bring you in. We can still try. It's not like our practices are secret after all. Kobayashi looks incredibly pleased at the news. I swear he's radiating satisfaction. What a weird kid. Once we arrive, I have Jun-kun wait outside the building while I get dressed. I need to get Saya's permission before I can allow him to come inside. A visitor? That's kind of rare for you to be asking me this. Is that a no? Of course not. I'm fine with it if you want to bring someone to watch. Having someone watch you with interest is always a great way to get yourself pumped up. That's exactly the kind of answer I'd expect coming from her. I'm sure he's not going to be lacking it on the interest front, at least. She nods, smiling. So, tell me, what's your real reason for bringing him along? You wouldn't just invite your other classmates. You saw through me, huh? To be honest, I felt a bit bad for him since he doesn't know anyone else in the school. So I just thought, well, why not? And brought him along. That's pretty kind of you, Yuichi. But we don't have any practice matches scheduled for today. Don't you think he'd be bored watching us practice our shots? That shouldn't be a problem, Saya-tan. Suddenly, a huge mountain of scales towers behind Saya. What? Coach? So just sneak behind me? Sorry. I couldn't help myself from overhearing what you guys were talking about. I'm sure I'm going to call bullshit on that. There's been a change of plans. We're going to have a few matches today. Wait. What about our training menu for the day? Don't worry so much about that. Saya glares at him, a look that on more than one occasion left me visualizing the very image of death itself. And it has no effect on the crocodile. You left me alone for a whole month without even helping me make a balanced training regime, and now you're gonna mess it up. If you keep fretting over everything when you're this young, you're gonna get wrinkly before you're 30. I'm half expecting her to jump on his throat any second now. Meanwhile, he merely laughs it off as if it were a big joke. You're almost hitting 40. Could you please start acting your own age? Who do you propose we play against? I'm okay with anyone other than Kei-kun. Keisuke would cry if he heard you saying that. Yeah, I've been getting that a lot lately. Well, not to worry. I've already made arrangements to get us some new players to practice with. Did you invite players from another club? Coach scratches his chin with a cheeky smile on his face. Well, let's go with that. Wait here while I go call them over. Could it be? You know what's going on here, Sai-chan? I remember him telling me that he was coming over to visit today, but I didn't think that meant... Who's he? Can you just drop the pronoun game and tell me who you're talking about? Why don't you make a guess? The sound of a familiar voice immediately catches my attention. Before I can even react, I feel a tap on my back and two figures come into view. Kaito-kun! Saya rushes over to the tiger, locking him in a tight hug. Morisaki-senpai? The tiger's grin widens. Hey there, Saya-chan. Yuichi-kun. I see you've grown taller. This goofy-looking tiger was our club's captain back when I was a freshman. We were all surprised when he decided to go to a college in America at the same time as he debuted as a pro. From what I researched, the college he went to has a big sports program that scouts players from all over the world. They definitely are one of the best environments a tennis player could hope for. During his time as an active player in the youth ranks, Morisaki-senpai was ranked number 3 in the country. The link's right next to him, though. I don't know him. Oh, and by the way, this guy here is a friend of mine from college. He's from a bit before my time, but he's an excellent player. I don't know how to do a chuckle. The Link smiles and offers me his hand. Kenma Sasaki, and pleasure to meet you. Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you too. This guy is really intimidating. Oi, Morisaki! The crocodile walks back to the courts, grinding his teeth. Jeez, to wander around without permission. I went to the van to pick you guys up and there wasn't anyone there. Morisaki-senpai scratched the back of his head, laughing nervously. Oh, sorry. The girl said that it was too hot inside and left. So Kenma and I decided to leave too. I told you we should have stayed put, idiot. Hey, Kenma, pack me up a little here. Coach sighs. Jeez, you always were a troublemaker. Thank you. Damn it. Amanuma-san? That wasn't a compliment. Oh, yeah. I remember this little dynamic fairly well. Morisaki-senpai's carefree attitude would always cause Coach a ton of problems. But come on, it's just so nostalgic being back here. How could you expect me not to have a look around? Alright, fine. I'll let this one slide, but you ruined my dramatic entrance. And, by the way, where did the girls go? Oh, that's right. The tiger immediately lifts a finger up in the air as if he just had a grand epiphany. I have no idea. Coach conks him on the head. Then what was that dramatic pause for? Say so from the beginning, idiot. Why are you two ganging up on me? And Kenma, you knew from the very beginning, too. Well, they're more of a wacky trio than Shuichi Keikun and I. Although I guess this is the kind of thing I'd expect from Morisaki-senpai. Coach sighs again, taking in a deep breath of air to recompose himself. Where was I? Oh, right. I've decided to reach out to some of our more successful alumni. Our school has always had a pretty strong tennis program after all, so many of our former students became pros. Since they are all pretty new to the professional scene, I figured they could spare us some of their time. Aren't I brilliant? Actually, we were coming to Saitama anyway for the Tozanchik Challenger tournament. We merely rescheduled our stay to come 5 days in advance due to the promise of free lodging and food. In other words, they took pity on us. What do you think, huh? Pretty neat, isn't it? Isn't it? Well, I do have to admit that I didn't expect this. And all this time, I thought you were just lazing around at home. Coach's shoulders sag. You could try having some more faith in me, you know. When can we start the matches? Don't just ignore me. Forget it. He clears his throat one more time, crossing his arms to appear more serious than he really is. The matches can start once everyone is ready. I've also arranged for 2 female players to come to practice with you and Kushina, Sayatan. You guys will be playing consecutive one-set matches. You better be prepared, because We'll be practicing all the way through the school's closing times. You'll probably be playing 20 sets a day. 20 sets? That's impossible. With the average duration of a set, there's no way we could cram that much in just a few hours. Coach smiles. His toothy grin sends shivers down my spine. Oh, don't worry. Your sets won't last long at all. What's that supposed to mean? Morisaki-senpai gives me a slap on the back, nearly knocking me down face first into the ground. Come on, Yuichi-kun. It'll be fun. Can't breathe. Oh god, I'm gonna cough my lungs out. It takes us a few minutes to track the female players down, but eventually all the preparations are made. I took the opportunity to go outside and give Kobayashi the all clear to come in. Although some curious onlookers tried to stop their own practice to watch, Coach made sure to get them all back on track. Even then, people keep shooting glances at us every now and then. Yuichi-kun, why don't you serve first? Show me how much you've matured the past 2 years. Yes, Captain. In the end, Morisaki-senpai insisted on having me be his first opponent. On another court, Kei-kun is about ready to start his match against the Lynx, Sasaki-san. I take a couple deep breaths, mentally preparing myself for this. I have to admit, I'm excited at the idea of playing against Morisaki-senpai again after so many years. I can't wait to see how much he's changed since going pro. Once the ball is in play, focus only on it and on my opponent. I toss the ball high in the air and bring it down my racket to meet it, putting as much power into it as I can. The feeling of the ball leaving the racket was great. This might just be one of my best serves in a while. While I fully expect to get an ace off of it, Morisaki-senpai quickly reaches the ball before it can leave the court. He doesn't waste time being timid and immediately goes on the offensive, sending a powerful return to attack my serve. The ball bounces right on the back line, forcing me to move back a few steps. The resulting motion leaves my posture out of whack, making my shot slow. Before I notice it, Morisaki-senpai dashes towards the net. No, that's not quite right. He was already on the net even before I hit the ball back. How did he get there so fast? He volleys the ball with force. I'm not even halfway through the court when the ball hits the ground and rolls away. 15 love. Ooh, that was a pretty wild serve. Did you really have to say the wild part in English? Well, it's all in English. Even though I hit the ball with everything I had, he easily returned it to the worst possible spot. Not only that, he reached the net before I even noticed he had moved. His movement is completely different from 3 years ago. And the quality of his shots has improved a considerable amount. This might just have been luck, but... Yo! Yuichi, you there? Yes, sorry. Crap, I was spacing out and didn't hear him call me. Play resumes on my court. This time I go for a slice that quickly escapes to the side of the court. As if anticipating it, Morisaki-senpai does a quick sideways jump and meets the ball right in the center of the racket. His return paints the line on the opposite side of the court. How am I supposed to use my serve advantage when he's already countering my serve? I make a mad dash for the ball, barely managing to tap it. When did his shots become so heavy? I'm having a hard time just getting the ball to go over the net. If it keeps going like this, I'm bound to end up making a mistake. Wait, he's already at the net again? When did he... Senpai taps the ball back lightly, a drop volley. In the end, I never had a chance to reach the ball before it bounced twice. 30 love. I can't accept it. I can't do anything against him on my serve game? That's ridiculous. I try putting as much topspin as I can in my next serve. As soon as the ball rises, it should spin out of control, making it shoot up higher than normal. If he can't adapt his swing, he'll miss the perfect point of impact. And even if he sees it coming, he'll have to move further back, giving me an opportunity to attack. At least, that's what should happen. As if he realizes what I'm doing, Senpai immediately dashes to the point where the ball bounces on the court, hitting it right as it rises from the ground, before it has a chance to properly bounce. A rising shot is such a difficult shot to make. Even Keikun, the most skillful player on the club, can't hit those properly. Yet this guy, Senpai hits it easily, sending the ball back to me. Still, this wasn't a perfect return by any means. This ball lacks power when compared to his regular ground strokes. The ball hits the ground a little short at the baseline. I can reach it. I try hitting a straight shot with as much power as I can. What I lack in control, I can make up with pure firepower. Even if I can't put it in a difficult position, as long as I can stop him from coming to the net, I have a chance. Senpai has always been weak in his baseline game, even more so than the regular serve and volley player. As long as I can keep him anchored to the baseline, I should have a chance. Senpai reaches my ball easily and has ample time to prepare. He hits it with a full swing, sending it to the other side of the court. The ball is going unbelievably fast. I can barely keep up with it. Somehow I manage to reach it. The very tip of my racket makes contact. And the racket is blown out of my grip. What? So much power! Senpai's always had a decent bit of upper body strength, but nothing like this. This is seriously bad. I can't even think of ways to deal with it. Volley, power, speed, control, technique. He far outclasses me in every single one of those. And I haven't even seen him in his service game. I can't accept being beaten like this. Hey, Michimiya-kun, are you ready yet? It's time to resume play. Crap, I'm spacing out again. Keep it together. Feeling defeated right at the beginning of the game doesn't help. Just take deep breaths. That's it. Calm down. He's gotten me so worked up this quickly. I prepare another serve. Slice, topspin, flat. And he's received every single one of my best serves without any trouble. Since there isn't anything that stands out as the best option, I'll just go with my personal best. Flat. I hit the ball with everything I have. This is, without a doubt, the fastest serve I can pull off. The ball must be going at least 190 kilometers per hour. There's no way he can reach it easily. Senpai manages to send the ball back. But I can tell from his stance that that shot can't possibly have as much power as the last one. He didn't have time to make a good swing. Against this weakened shot that is going towards my forehand, I immediately prepare to counter it. I concentrate every ounce of my strength on sending the ball right on top of the line, on the side of the court opposite to where Senpai is right now. By all means, this should be the best option. He shouldn't reach. And yet, the little voice in the back of my head tells me to prepare. Not only is he going to reach it, but he's going to send a strong ball right back at me. Left or right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Bring it! I catch myself screaming from the top of my lungs. Before I even realize it, I got this worked up. I don't care if I look lame, I just don't want to lose. No matter what happens, I absolutely don't want to lose. Somehow he managed to reach my best shot with absolute ease. If it's gonna be like this, then I have to make sure he can't go towards the net. If he reaches the net, it's game over. That's what my instincts are telling me right now. I have to exert myself to reach the ball. I jump towards it, nearly losing my footing as I do so, but I manage to hit the ball back with some semblance of power. As long as I make it strong enough, he shouldn't have an opportunity to dash towards the net. Senpai reaches it. I immediately start running towards the center of the court so as to reach the ball regardless of his shooting it left or right. He tapped it! Crap, a drop shot. The perfect shot to take advantage of my momentary loss of focus. His stance didn't give away what he was going to do until the ball left the racket. For a fraction of a second, I'm rooted to this spot. Damn it, legs move! I direct all of my energy to my legs and make a mad run for it. I jump towards the ball, hitting the ground with my chest. Shit, this hurts like hell. Still, I managed to miraculously tap the ball right before it hits the ground. The ball goes up just enough to go over the net. I relax for only just a second. Then a towering orange figure eclipses my vision. He knew all along that I'd reach it, so he made his way to the net. I'm left defenseless as he hits the ball right over my head to take the point. There you go. Game won by me, 1-0. He flashes me a goofy smile. I feel anger surging inside, most of it directed at me. It takes every ounce of self-restraint I have not to lash out. Somehow, I'm dimly aware that I'm baring my fangs. Senpai notices the look on my face. Of course he does. How wouldn't he? He shifts around in his spot and glares back at me with such intensity that I feel like I'm being shot dead. He has a very smug smile on his face, as if he's enjoying seeing me like this. It's enough to make me freeze on the spot. Oh, I like the look on your face, Yuichi-kun. Okay, then. I'll play seriously now. Let's see if you can entertain me for a little bit. I'm completely dominated during his serve games. I can't even properly return the balls at first, and he scores many aces off of it. Near the end of the match, I realized that I didn't even get a single point during the whole thing. Yeah, 6-0, I win. Better luck next time, Ichimiya-kun. Senpai walks away, laughing. I clench my fists in frustration. My claws threaten to puncture the palms of my hands. It didn't take him 10 minutes to completely dispose of me as if I were garbage. This is so frustrating. Michimiya-san. Keisuke taps me on the shoulder. Looks like you didn't fare any better than I did. Yeah. Did you even manage to score a single point? No. Not once. It's so frustrating. Kei-kun nods. I wonder what their rank is in the World League. If I find out they're in the 700s or something like that, I'll lose it. I know what you mean. But don't worry, last I checked, Morisaki-senpai was number 421. Well, that makes me feel a little better at least. Let's try to win at least one set by the end of the game. Right. Kei-kun lifts his hand up high and we share a high five. All right. I'm feeling pumped again. Jun-kun is fidgeting uncomfortably at a nearby corner. That's true. He's been watching me this whole time. Did I scare him? I really need to get a grip. It won't do me any good if I'm so angry that I can't think straight. So, are you ready? I turn around to see Sasaki-san standing behind me, holding his racket in hand. His clothes barely have any sweat on them. It's as if the set just now barely even winded him. Which, considering how short it was, it probably didn't. We didn't even need to take breaks during the whole thing. The Lynx smiles, and by that I mean that the corners of his mouth barely curve a little bit upwards. I saw a bit of your match. You're an interesting player. I didn't think a high schooler was capable of making Morisaki's play seriously. This might be a decent learning experience. With no other words, he began walking towards one of the empty courts. It took me a few seconds to react and follow behind him. Once we both took our positions, Sasaki-san grabbed a couple balls and waved at me. I'll take service if you don't mind. Since you already started with the serve last match, I'm sure you'll be okay with it, right? This guy's a little pushy, isn't he? But I guess I'll let this one pass. After the last match, I think I prefer having him take the first serve. I'm afraid of thinking about the psychological damage that getting broken on the first game would cause. It might be better to serve second so as to lower my expectations on the match. Or maybe I'm being too timid? No, this is fine. I should take the chance to see how he plays. Kenma-san picks up a ball in his pocket and starts bouncing it on the court. After a few bounces, he gripped the ball tightly in his hand and focused on me. Something about the way he looked at me made me uncomfortable. It was like he was analyzing me, just looking for a weakness. He makes me feel uneasy. He tossed the ball high into the air and smacked his racket against it. It's fast, really fast. Not on the same level as Morisaki-senpai, but it might just be faster than mine. I reached the ball with a little difficulty and hit it back at him. Unfortunately, my return was shallow, and the Lynx wasted no time in attacking it. 15 love. You'll have to do better than that if you want to take a point from me. He said that with a smile on his face. This guy pisses me off. By the end of the 20th set, I couldn't even keep myself standing. It took us over 3 hours to get it all done, with only a few minimal breaks here and there. And even then, when you consider how many sets it was, it should have definitely taken much longer. That's how overwhelmed we were. As soon as the last point was scored, I dropped to the floor, unable to keep myself standing. Even scoring a single point was hard. The best I could do was to get 2 games against Morisaki-senpai. The girls, on the other hand, did a lot better than us. Saya even managed to take a set from one of her opponents. Kobayashi stood over me, looking at me with worry. Are you alright? Maybe I should go get the nurse. I'm fine. The only thing broken right now is my pride. I forced myself to stand up again, heaving heavily from exertion. It's been a while since I've been thoroughly beaten like that. It's incredibly frustrating, but it also feels refreshing somehow. I can't even remember when I last felt so completely useless. Suddenly there was a wall ahead of me whose limits I couldn't even see. Instead of feeling discouraged, I felt a sudden burst of excitement. Well, I guess you had fun then, all things considered. It kind of made me wish I could play tennis too. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed watching us. I'm still awed by the distance Morisaki-senpai managed to put between us in these 2 years. Just how did he manage to get so much better? How are you feeling, Michimiya-kun? Mostly frustrated. But, well, These kinds of things are good too. Once in a while. You've changed a lot, you know? I guess I did change a little. Things are a lot tougher in America than I thought they'd be. I was pretty confident in myself when I first got there, but I was quickly mowed down by them. To be honest, there are currently 12 guys in our tennis program, and I'm the weakest of them all. That's a depressing thought. Still, I'm the one that's surprised. I was pretty disappointed when we played our first set, you know? Sorry. I guess I didn't quite live up to your expectations. Senpai gasped and started frantically waving his arms in denial. No, that's not what I meant. Well, it's true that I was expecting you to be much better, but to be honest, it's scary how much you've improved over the day. You got used to my speed in a flash. By the end of the last set, I was actually struggling to score. Really? It didn't feel like he was struggling at all. Well, I guess we'll have to see how things go over the week. Morisaki-senpai was surprised, as if he finally realized he hadn't said a word about it yet. I'm glad we agreed to Mikado-san's idea. It's been so long since I've been to Japan, I'm still a bit jet-lagged from the trip. Can you imagine how tough it'd be if I played in the tournament feeling like this? How do you think you'll fare in the competition? I'm not too sure. The prize is pretty big and it's worth quite a lot of points, so I'm sure it's attracted quite a lot of higher-ranked folks. And I still need to take part in the qualifiers after all. Kaito, hurry up already. The van is already here to pick us up. Sasaki-san shouts from the entrance. Sorry to cut this short, Yuichi. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya. I wave the two goodbye as they leave our building. You guys look like you get along pretty well. I nod. Morisaki-senpai used to be the club's captain when I first joined this school. That explains it. By the way, Kobayashi. Just June is okay. Feels a bit pointless to be so formal since we're going to be seeing each other every day. Well, okay. If I can have an excuse to drop all this stuff, stiff deference, then I have no reason not to. Was it fun? Did it feel like it was worth coming? Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. The white hair felt like he was an amazing player, even though half the time I had no idea what he was doing. His name is Keisuke. You're right about him being an awesome player. Not very physically imposing, but he's very skillful and fast. That's why I hate playing against him. He just makes me run all over the place and it's a chore. June follows me all the way back to the locker room. I put my bag on the bench next to my locker and sit next to it, picking up a towel from inside it. Crap. My legs are hurting so much that going home might be a problem. I start taking off my clothes. Upon seeing this, Jun-kun makes a weird noise and turns his back to me. Anyway, Yuichi-san, it was really fun watching you play. I think I might come cheer for you in the next tournament. Really? Thanks. That'd be appreciated. I finish toweling myself off as I spray myself with a strong deodorant. Since I don't feel like showering at school, I'll at least make sure I don't stink of sweat. You can turn back around now. Jun-kun glances over my way before turning around slowly. Sure, I'll come. You could also come to my piano competition if you want. If I didn't have good hearing, I probably would have missed that last part. A piano competition? Those are a thing? Jun-kun nods, a little more confidently. Yes, they're a pretty big thing in Japan. You can gain scholarships for big-name schools if you do well on those. Actually, I used to participate a lot when I was a kid, but... Anyway, like it if you could come. Sure. If I don't have a game scheduled for the day or of your competition, I'll go. I'm at least a little bit interested after all. Well, I've got to get going anyway. Thank you very much for bringing me over. See you tomorrow. See ya. I lean against one of the lockers, letting my body get some rest. My whole body is sore. It's been a while since I've been worked this hard. From the corner of my eye, I see Keikun entering the locker room and heading towards his locker. Damn it! He punches his locker with full force, leaving a dent on the metal. Keisuke turns towards me. His face is completely warped in anger. That damn Lynx! That guy is so cocky! What happened? He seemed pretty nice to me. He came up to me after the last match and said, "If that's how far you can go, then you should forget about placing in a national competition. Who the hell does he think he is? Damn it!" Did he really say that? Also, spare the poor locker. It didn't do anything. That's a horrible thing to say, no matter how true it might be. Yeah, he did. I know I'm not good enough. I know that. He didn't have to say it. I grab Keisuke's arm before he punches the locker a third time. All right, stop right there. I get that you're angry, but you really need to calm down. Punching things won't solve anything. What would you do if you severely injured your hand, you idiot? Sit. Sit. Yes. Good. He's not resisting as much anymore. I kneel down in front of him, gently inspecting his hand in search of any injuries. It's fine. Just leave it be. Keikun tries to push my hand away, but I make sure to hold on to him firmly. That's when I see a big cut between his ring finger and his pinky. Without hesitation, I press into it as hard as I can. Ah! What's the big idea? This... I press the injury one more time, making him squirm. This is not fine. I'll pick up the first aid kit and treat your wound. You sit down there and don't you dare move. Even though he seemed annoyed at my orders, he made no effort to get up. At least he's obedient. Looking at his locker, I can see 2 dents on it. Looks like one of his punches was right at the edge of the locker. Of course he ended up cutting himself. It takes a bit of work, but I make sure his wound is cleaned and disinfected properly. There. The cut is big, but I don't think it'll need bandaging. It'll probably be sore for a while, so be careful. Thank you. Yes? I'm sorry I yelled at you. I shouldn't have lost my temper. All you were doing was trying to help me. Don't worry about it. It was interesting, though. That was the first time I've ever seen you angry. Yeah, not my finest moment right there, I'll admit. Still, thank you for taking such good care of me. I'd be lying if I said I didn't understand how you feel. I don't think I'm not frustrated about the whole thing either. Maybe we should have a strategy meeting to think up ways to beat them. That's... Keikun freezes mid-sentence. Actually, that's a great idea. You've adapted to them the fastest. Perhaps you can give me some insight into what I can do. Uh-huh. I was just Alright, it's settled then. I'll buy you some ice cream. What? What, if anything, does that have to do with finding ways to beat them? Keikun, I don't think... Oh, shut up! I want to thank you for today. Ah, so that's what this is about. You could stand to be a little more honest. Keikun takes off his shirt to get changed, though he quickly freezes when his shirt gets close to his nose. Ugh. There's no way I can get away without a shower. Let's go, Ichi-san. Nah, I'm already set. I point to the bottle of deodorant spray on the bench. Really? You think that's acceptable? Well, yeah. It's been enough so far. Do you have any idea how much we sweat today? I'm not going out with a guy that smells like a pile of rancid clothes. Can't you be a little less fussy? I'm already taking you out. The least you can do is shower. You never even asked me if I wanted to be taken out. Fine. Get off my tail. I fish for a towel in my bag and start undressing. Kei-kun does the same behind me. Ugh. I still hate being undressed in front of other people. I wrap myself in my towel before taking off my underwear and quickly make my way to the shower. I manage to get myself into a shower booth before Kei-kun even has time to get into the showers. Still, he manages to take the one right next to mine. Urgh. They only have cold water in here. Wait. Kei-kun, I didn't plan on showering here, you know. I don't have shampoo or soap. I'll slide you some of mine under the booth. Oh, thanks. You know, you surprised me this time. How so? You're always going out with us, but you've never actually invited any of us to go with you before. Hell, you're in my house all the time, and I have no idea what yours looks like. My house isn't exactly the kind of place I'd like to take guests. But I can see your point. I'm sorry for never inviting any of you anywhere before. It's fine. I'm not asking you to invite me over, it's just when you get used to someone never asking you out, you get surprised when they do. I guess I can kind of get what you're saying. Still, you help me out. I'd feel bad if I didn't return the favor. Suit yourself. I have no reason to say no anyway. Who says no to free ice cream after all? Kei-kun takes me to a shop a few blocks away from school. Funny, I've passed by this street a few times and I've never noticed this place before. It looks so chic too. Wow, I never knew this place existed. Yeah, it's pretty great. I only found about it last summer. Oh, it's one of those self-service parlors that sells ice cream by weight. I like places like those. They're always the best bang for your buck. While I'm standing around in a daze, Kei-kun quickly serves himself. The clerk writes it down on a card and hands it over to him. Quit standing around and get your serving. I'm gonna be sitting in that booth over there. Oh, right. I make my way to the freezer and see the various flavor stickers. They all look really tasty. I wonder if there's any price difference between the flavors. Let's see, where's the menu? Huh? 1,800 yen per 100 grams? That's insane! A kilo of this would be more than my monthly allowance. I do a complete 180 and sit in front of Kei-kun without taking anything. Why didn't you get anything? You know what? I don't really feel like eating ice cream. The only reason I brought you here was so I could treat you. Just get something. How can someone be so oblivious? And more importantly, how could he be okay with treating someone to something so expensive? It's just... I'm not comfortable spending this much money on just ice cream. This much? Kei-kun's gaze flicks towards the menu for a second. Oh. He sits there in silence for a few seconds, analyzing what he's going to say. You don't know? Know what? His eyes widen in complete shock. What is this thing that I'm supposed to know? My name. Urushihara. Doesn't it ring any bells for you? No. Should it? He gapes, looking even more surprised than he already did. Slowly, he leans over on his chair and whispers to me. Haven't you heard of the Urushihara Corporation? The biggest tech conglomerate in the world? You know, designers of the most popular computer operating systems and phones. If I'm not mistaken, your phone was manufactured by us too. Us? Uh-huh. Wait. Urushihara Corporation? Wait. He's that Urushihara? You're kidding! I guess it finally makes sense why you always treated me like an average Joe. So I guess you're going to start treating me differently now that you know. My mind is completely blank for a few seconds. I'm just... wow. I finally snap out of the near trance I was in, having to clear my throat a few times to get my voice to work. No. I don't care if your family's rich. I was just shocked. Wait, is that why you never invite anyone over? Keikun shifts on his seat. Yeah, I gave up on having friends over a few years ago. Most people only seem to be interested in befriending me so they could enjoy the perks that came with being my friend. To be honest, I had completely given up on having friends who really care about me for who I am instead of what I have. You, Mizuguchi-san, and Urata are the only people who've ever actually shown any interest in getting to know me for me. Oh God, that's a horrible thing to say, but I can understand. People can be very shallow. And once I became a little famous, a bunch of kids my age started approaching me with just because they thought they'd raise their status if they were seen with me. Not that I think my situation is even remotely comparable to yours, of course. Keikun looks completely stunned by my words. Oh man, I didn't expect this. Funny. I brought you here to thank you for making me feel better, and instead you ended up consoling me again. Thank you, Yuichi-san. Well, I'll be damned. I never knew this side of Keikun. Well, now you know why I didn't mind bringing you over. So, please, go get yourself some ice cream. After you were so nice to me today, I want to treat you no matter what. Keisuke basically kicks me out of the booth, laughing. All right, I'm going. Stop kicking my shin. We spend a good deal of time talking and having fun. I've already eaten most of my ice cream. The little bit left on the bottom has already turned into a soupy mess that I will definitely not waste because this is one very expensive soupy mess. Thanks for coming with me today, Yuichi-san. It's good to talk to someone without worrying whether they're interested in me because of me or because of my family. I'm a bit curious now. Do Sai-chan and Shoichi know about your family? I know for a fact that they're not the type of people to care about that kind of thing. Plus, Shoichi's dad also makes quite a bit of money, so it's not like he needs any. Not as much as your family, though. At the mention of Shoichi's name, Keisuke's demeanor immediately changes. Actually, this just might be an opportunity to prod him about it. Hey, Keikun, I actually have a question. Yes? Why do you and Shoichi bicker so much? You guys don't look like you dislike each other, but... Just as I expected, his entire face scrunches up at the mention of Shoichi. It's not... I don't dislike him, it's complicated. Huh. That actually answered... nothing at all. Okay. Why? Keisuke sighs. I'm not really sure. He's a nice guy and I do like him, but he always ends up doing or saying something that pisses me off. But like I said, I do like him. So, you're like two friends who bicker. A lot. Something like that. I do think of him as a friend, yes. Good to know. I ready myself to get up and discard the plastic cup, but Keisuke holds my arm. Wait, it's my turn to ask a question. Oh, sure. Shoot. Why does it matter to you whether we get along or not? That's hard to explain. Well, Shuichi is my best friend. I've known him since we were little kids. The two of us are always spending time together. And I also like you a lot. You're pretty dependable and easy to get along with. But even though you're definitely part of our group, it always feels like you're keeping your distance. I guess I worry that you're just avoiding us to be away from Shuichi. Keisuke lets go of my hand. His fingers start tapping at the table in front of him. Well, that's not untrue. Whenever I'm with you guys, I always worry that I'm going to ruin your fun. I mean, the few times we all went out together during spring break, I could tell how annoyed you and Mizoguchi-san were when he and I argued. I guess I was afraid I was being a burden. Wow, I didn't expect him to be so honest with me. Don't be. I won't lie, you two do get on my nerves every so often. But even so, it's nice having you around. You're a good guy. We aren't going to forget that just because you and Shoichi are fighting. My words seem to strike him deeply as his eyes open wide. Thank you, Yuichi-san. That actually means a lot to me. Kei-kun urged me to wait outside while he paid. It's gotten pretty dark while we were inside. It's actually a little cold. There, I've already paid. Wow, some of the stores are closing up already. What time is it? He fishes his phone out of his pocket. Almost 9 p.m. We were in there for a while, huh? Time flies when you're having fun. Couldn't have said it better myself. By the way, how are you getting home? I'm gonna call my driver to pick me up. Want a ride? Nah. You know I live nearby. I can just walk. Fair enough. Thank you again for coming here with me. You have no idea how happy you've made me today. It was fun for me, so there's no problem there. I can actually believe you when you say that. Anyway, you should probably get going. I'm gonna call the car to pick me up. It's fine. I'll wait with you until the car gets here. Don't be stupid. It's super late already. Just go home. Your family's probably waiting for you. But will you be alright waiting here alone? I'll be waiting inside the store until they arrive. I do have a bit of common sense, you know. I'm not gonna wait outside in the dark streets. Alright. Fair enough. Have a good night. You too, Yuichi-san. Be safe, and see you tomorrow. See ya. Here we go. Only one episode for a day that time. That's a much more reasonable pace. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.